This is Ryan Kaji, 11 years old YouTuber who has made over $30 million in 2020 alone. And this is an expert surgeon with $500,000 salary. It will take him 60 years to make this number. And this is an engineer with $200,000 salary. It will take him 150 years to make this number. That's without cutting off taxes, mortgages, and other expenses. And this is you. Studying for an average degree, hoping to get you a job that makes a good money, working in a job that you hate just to be able to pay off your tuition. You can't save enough, you can't spend enough, just college loans and debt that got you chained up at such a young age.
But the trouble with student loan debt, you can't do that. You know, it hangs around your neck for the rest of your life.
Take a loan, fall in debt, study for years for a degree that will get you a job to pay you just enough to stay alive, wake up at 7 a.m., go to work, come back, watch TV, sleep, and repeat until you are weak and no longer useful. You look to your past and see how you have spent your golden years working for people who didn't think twice about replacing you.
They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you.
And that's only when you realize all the decisions you thought you made by your own was actually made and planned by others.
The big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you.
In 1903, the General Board of Education was funded by America's richest man, John D. Rockefeller, who once said, "I don't want a nation of thinkers.
They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want that.
I want a nation of workers."
You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers.
And now, after 120 years, Rockefeller is dead. But his plan remained alive.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
"50 years ago, college was worth it for most people, simply because there was no options. And not going to college meant that you most likely will keep working in a hard job that pays you less than those who got degrees. But now, the world has changed. Going to college for years just to get a job that pays you only enough to stay alive, while there are 11-year-old kids who are making more than you will ever make in your lifetime, proves that the system is rigged. Have you ever wondered, how is a teacher, manager, doctor, engineers, how are they not financially free after working all these years? What is stopping them from quitting and living their life? Why can't they take a day off without permission? Why can't they travel without worrying about money? How is a doctor who spent more than a decade studying for his degree still can't find free time despite having a lot of money? Because basically, it was never about the money. It was about your most precious asset. Time. Since we were kids, we were taught that the only way to make money is to go and work for it. But in reality, this propaganda was made to make us work and never think outside the box. We have been told to go to college when the most successful people never set a foot in there. Bill Gates does not have a degree. Mark Zuckerberg does not have a degree. Instead, they took advantage of the most important tool in human history. The internet. Internet made it significantly easy to reach new people, or in the business world, clients. If used right, it can generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in a matter of months.
191,000.
613,000.
102,000.
Look at all the successful people who are the same age as you. They're not doctors, they're not lawyers, and yet they are generating thousands of dollars just by building social media presence. Now, if that does not convince you and you're fine with trading your time for money, then that's fine. But for those of you who are trying to reach financial freedom, then this equation is not the way to go. Instead, you should go with the modern formula. where attention is king. Right now, making money online is easier than ever. But how do I do it, you ask? You do it by providing value to the market. Look what are people consuming the most, and nowadays, it's content. People are on their phones 24/7, and they are consuming content non-stop. Facebook has over 3 billion active users, YouTube 2.7 billion, Instagram over 2 billion, TikTok 1.7 billion. Huge audience consuming every type of content, and your job is to get their attention. If you can find a way to create content that a large group of people will find valuable, then you have got what the big companies are looking for: audience. Companies are willing to pay huge amounts of money to promote their products, regardless of the type of content made. That's why you see creators who put little to no effort, yet they still made it to the top because they got people's attention. We live in an economy of attention. The more eyes you get, the more money you earn. But let this be a warning. It will not be as easy as it sounds. And to be clear, most of you will not make it, because the idea of making money other than going to a certain place and work for it is uncomfortable to think about. But for those of you who are willing to accept new ideas and actually willing to learn new skills followed by action and consistency, you will not be disappointed. And this is not my words. This is the reality of thousands of people who made it to the top and living your dream life.
Why not you?
Thank you for watching, and best of luck.
You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can make your dreams come true, you can become healthy, you can become powerful. Why not you?
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you.
Be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams.